So, raise your hands if you're an artist in this video.
I am, if you could see my hand.
I'm not an artist.
I'm sort of an artist.
Do you know how to draw Pac-Man?
I could try.
Would it be sad if I said no?
Well, this game will teach you how. But first, let's watch the rather nicely illustrated story. One day, a mischievous wizard invented ghost ink.
Ghosting?
Why?
Oh, that ghosting.
Anything written with ghost ink turned into ghosts.
Even my words are...
My words are haunted. Naturally, these ghosts were very naughty. The ghosts infiltrated pictures and books throughout the world, causing much trouble with their tricks and pranks.
All of them.
But, of course, our hero, Pac-Man, could not stand by idly as the ghosts ran amok.
He sets up the camera. Okay, I'm ready.
Wielding his magic pen, the most effective weapon available, he began to rid all books
I'll
and
be
pictures
back.
of the pen.
Okay.
Okay. Dang it, Seeley, we're getting to the good part of the story.
Tell the
Using
story.
his considerable skill and talent, Pac-Man eventually trapped all the ghosts into one last book.
I'll burn it.
And Mickey's like, I'd like that back now.
All that remained was to turn the trapped ghosts back into ghost ink. However,
Burn the book.
Oh boy.
at the very last moment, the ghosts launched a counterattack and cast a curse on the brave Pac-Man.
Wow.
With a thumb.
And what was this curse, you ask?
Could be a meme.
Well, not quite. In short, I was captured in a sheet of paper.
Oof.
How embarrassing.
I was so close to finishing off those crafty ghosts, too.
How embarrassing.
I can't do anything while trapped in here. Looks like it's up to you to finish the job. Huh? You are going to finish the job for me, right?
Who wants to pay?
After all, you do have the magic pen in your hand right now, don't you?
No, this is just a
Okay.
dumb stylus made of plastic.
I know it's not much, but I'll try to help you as much as I can. Let's fight the ghosts together!
Plastic!
Okay, let me show you how to use the magic pen. So at this point, good old Pac here is going to teach us how to draw himself.
Oh. Where'd he
Because,
get
yeah,
that?
that's literally the name of the game. This game is completely controlled using the stylus, and as such, one of your main gimmicks is, well, being able to draw Pac-Man.
All you do is draw a circle, then take a piece of slice out of it.
The most important thing about this, though, is that you have to start from the mouth.
It actually
Otherwise-
animates.
It looks
Yeah.
like a Homestar Pac-Man, actually.
Yeah, it did look like that.
I mean, honestly, it really doesn't matter, like, how good or bad you are at drawing. Just so long as you know how to draw just a simple pizza curve and a circle, you're good to go.
Now, does it go in diagonals, or does it only go in, like, side directions following whatever
It
the
only
mouth
goes
is
in 4
facing?
directions, unfortunately.
Okay.
But, that being said, though, there's no mazes to be involved in this little game, so you're gonna have to make the walls for your Pac-Man.
Oh.
Like so.
Oh, and it looks like the direction you draw the wall depends on, like, where he'll turn. So if you draw up, he'll go up.
Yep, it's pretty handy in that sense.
Okay, stop.
And then there's also this one little thing where, if need be, you can sort of pause your Pac-Man and sort of drag him a little bit backward. I don't find this particularly useful, but I guess there are those cases where maybe if, like, say if you're not paying too much attention, your Pac-Man could leave the screen prematurely. So you could probably, at the very last moment, you could just stop him by the coattails and drag him back a bit.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
okay,
this is also pretty finicky.
Okay, because I think I understand now. The problem is that when they say you can draw 3 Pac-Man at a time, that's it for the stage. You only get 3 chances.
Well, no. It's funny you bring that up, though, because, basically how this game works is that, you only have a certain amount of Pac-Man that you can draw per level. And
Right.
once that's all up, that's pretty much all you have. If you lose all your Pac-Man by then, it's game over.
Close once the timeline reaches 0. We have mass ghost power. The number of ghosts and number of Pac-Mans available to display. Right, okay, I see. You should have used... And I imagine it's common Pac-Man lore where if a ghost touches like a part of you that isn't your mouth, you'll die. You have to
Not
eat
really.
the head
Actually, no, not at all. Because
Oh?
this game sort of betrays some conventions of Pac-Man in that, well, all you really have to worry about is that you just have to draw your Pac-Man and direct them at the ghost. It doesn't matter what part of the body that touches, so long as it touches the ghost, it's automatically eaten.
Huh.
And that's pretty much what all this game amounts to. It's mostly a little ghost gauntlet, as it were. And I mean, granted, it's not entirely that, because like there's plenty of ways that this game shakes things up.
Now,
For example, for now we're just dealing with the typical pinky ghosts that are just leisurely strolling about as if this was their property, even though technically it's not.
yeah.
Is there a limit to how big you can draw your Pac-Man?
How big you can draw your Pac-Man? Honestly, the only real restriction you have is your entire DS screen. That's it.
Because why can't? Because I was gonna say why not just make a screen-defined Pac-Man?
Because it would be very hard to direct that Pac-Man if you do.
Oh, that is fair. That would kind of just be a one-shot hit. That's fair. That is fair.
That's exactly what it is. It's a complete one-shot. Oh, and do be wary, because if you try to draw and the ghosts intercept your line, it'll pretty much completely render it unusable.
Okay, and that's the other reason why you can't just... Okay.
Or not so much that it completely unrenders it, it basically screws you out of making a proper Pac-Man.
And I imagine it also prevents walls, too.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I can see where this whole system's working, though. Yay! Aw! I see they're going for the arcade route. Is there an actual story mode, or is it just endless mode?
Well, no, this is pretty much the story mode. Like, every level is divided into chapters, and each chapter is... Yeah, this poor Pac-Man was born with a rather odd defect.
Cherries!
And yeah, naturally, there are going to be some items that'll pop up on the top screen. That's when Pac-Man has to, well, go through one of the corridors in order to get it.
I'm sorry. So the blue ghosts? They go faster.
He looks like
They basically dash away from you for a brief moment, and that's once they do that, you can just immediately redirect to them, and when they're most vulnerable, and well, bunch.
So did you try this game out before, or it was emulatable?
Oh yeah, no, like I remember playing this game pretty early on in my time with the DS. Though granted, it's funny because this is actually the very first Pac-Man game to be put on the DS, but the one that came after it, Pac-N-Roll, was my first Pac-Man game. And just like that, I lost my Pac-Man, so I gotta draw another one. A little awkward in that sense.
Alright, then.
Yeah, so far, what do you guys think?
It seems... I mean, it's definitely playing... I can... okay, to be honest, I feel like the game would get a little... okay, for me, I think the game would be a little dull just because I wish that more was happening on the screen. Like, I was just... Oh, gosh. Okay. Okay, thank God. I was like, that would have been a weird one. I feel like not too much is happening. Like, I would have loved if they had, like, different backgrounds and different papers. Maybe we'll see that in the next chapter, but,
Oh, yeah, no, like I said, like, the further you progress through the game, the more, well, elements that are thrown across your way, like more ghost varieties. I think they might have some different hallways different ways to get through the hallways to get those collectible items, and, there's even more gestures, or however you pronounce it. Gestures. There's more than just the Pac-Man gesture. You also get one where you literally can draw a bomb to destroy certain blockades.
Oh. Well, see, yeah, I like that. I like that this is... I am amused... Oh, cool, Pac-Life. I'm amused by how they do animate the weird little Pac-Man you draw.
Honestly, like, it's funny, because this was, like, a very early title for the 3DS, or the DS. I know for certain it wasn't a launch title. It was, like, launch window, and yet the sprites for the ghosts themselves look surprisingly high-res for the console.
Yeah, I can see this whole style working.
Like, they look like actual handmade drawings.
Right. Come on.
Get back here, you freaking...
There.
Listen, that guy was a fighter.
But, yeah, I think I like how they put a little twist on this concept to make it more brand new. What do you think?
It looks interesting. Like, I definitely... I was about to say that I like the creative idea of, like, basically making your own Pac-Man, and just... It could definitely be amusing depending on your artistic skills. So, I'm not quite sure if it's something I would play, because it seems like it doesn't really offer a whole lot else outside of that.
I mean, yeah, the core concept here is pretty much what you got. You're basically drawing Pac-Man to eat up all the ghosts that are on the page.
Ooh, nice.
And I mean, as I said, there's a lot that they add on to this gimmick. Like, you get ghosts that can, like, the moment you approach them, they will literally disappear for a brief moment and transport somewhere else, but then they'll get dizzy. and that's when you have to literally go right at them. Oh, and I also forgot. Every once in a while, you'll also encounter boss ghosts.
Oh?
We'll get more into that later, because I do show off the first boss at the very least.
Okay. Oh gosh.
Pack Snoot!
Oh my god, it is Pack Snoot.
Or it's Pack Jaw.
It's Pack Jaw. Now it's Pack Snoot. Actually, what's funny is because I noticed on some of the Pac-Man that you drew, it has like one line protruding outside the mouth. It would be like, depending on the angle, it either has a ductile or a very long lower lip.
Yeah, those poor things. And honestly, I will say though, the really tinier lines that are like around the circle, those aren't actually part of the game. That's an emulation quirk.
Ah, okay.
I mean, granted, it's a pretty minor one, so like I'll let that slide. But just
the rest of it seems pretty solid. What was I say? I'm assuming this was the only time they ever did this gimmick. Nice.
Yeah, this is literally the only time they've ever done it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, granted, I will say, like, I'm not sure how much more you can do with this concept beyond what it's already done. Here we have our next Ghost Variety. The ones that I mentioned, like, you approach them, and then they'll immediately transport to another part of the page. But now they're dizzy, and that's where your chance to strike.
Interesting. Okay, then honestly I can see this being kind of like a Luigi's Mansion-esque kind of thing, where the challenge comes from trying to mix and match and manage all the different types of ghosts.
Honestly, I would also say that Pac-Pix is about as long as Luigi's Mansion, just because there's actually not as as far as I can remember, the game is about 12 chapters long.
Right, and we're already about near the end of the second one.
Yeah. Just have one more level to go, and we'll be reaching the head honcho behind the first 2 pages.
Are there any other recognizable characters besides Pac-Man that we've seen so far?
Well, there is. I mean, the typical pink grunts are supposed to be based off of Pinky, and I know they're not called Inky, but the blue ones look an awful lot like him. Otherwise, there's no Clyde nor
Blinky.
Clyde or Blinky. Yeah, there's no Clyde or Blinky, and I don't think we ever do meet the dickheaded wizard that invented this ghost thing in the first place.
Right.
So don't quote me on that. I honestly haven't beat this game to the end.
Okay, because I feel like there would have to be something, because like I don't know. You've heard of the phrase Chekhov's gun, right?
I hear it mentioned every once in a while, but I honestly don't know what it means.
Oh, it's a literary thing that what it means is this the hang on, boss.
Yeah, this is the boss, and he's a biggin.
Oof.
Oh.
So basically, it's pretty simple. Make a Pac-Man that's bigger than it.
Run! Oh wow, that's
But
easy.
of course, it's not over just like that.
Oh, he's bigger.
I was about to say,
Yep.
well, that took effort.
Now you gotta draw bigger.
Get him!
And of
Again,
course, we gotta meet the biggest brother.
How do we
I love
fight
how I
him?
was gone for the majority of the level.
Oh, there you are.
Welcome back.
Hey,
We're
Sealy.
still going. We're about to fight the big guy. Oh crap! How are we gonna draw bigger than him?
Like so.
What's that?
Oh! Welcome back, Sealy.
Thanks.
Basically, the whole premise is, oh, we've been drawing Pac-Man, letting them fight the ghosts. And it's kind of cute to see it all happen. I was going to say, to explain Chekhov's gun, it's a literary technique that refers to, it refers to some sort of writing thing where a guy named Chekhov had a gun, and in Act 1, it talks about how, oh, there's a gun in the room. And the whole rule of Chekhov's gun is, why would you mention the gun if you were not going to have that gun be fired at some point in the story? Like, if you're going to bring up something, it better be called upon, otherwise it was useless to bring it up in the first place. So here, I hope we would meet the wizard, because otherwise why even say that there was a wizard to begin with?
Yeah, it would be kind of silly if we couldn't meet the
it is Pinky.
mastermind, let alone beat him.
Hey, it actually is just straight up Pinky. So yeah, Sealy, so to catch you up, and Blue. To catch you up, Sealy, the whole gimmick was we actually had to draw a Pac-Man and send it off to fight ghosts. How does that sound?
Nice.
Yeah, and that's the best part, being able to draw your Pac-Man.
And watch it get all derpily animated across the screen. And bigaboo.
And no joke, like I think like some of my earlier playthroughs, I remember drawing a Pac-Man in such a weirdly shapen way where to a point where not even the actual mouth that I tried to draw was a mouth. Like they treated some other part of the body as a mouth. It was so weird.
Wiggling its butt around. I was gonna say, like, could you draw like unearthly Pac-Man, like draw a square Pac-Man or a triangular Pac-Man?
I feel like it might be possible, but I think the main thing is that it has to have a mouth. And
course.
at least something resembling a circle.
Fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for our look at on Pac-Pix. Terribly sorry Celia had to miss out a good bulk of that, because it was honestly a ton of fun, but yeah, it's something you can always look back on in post.
Right.
And believe it or not, folks, that, as I've mentioned before, this was not the only Pac-Man game released for the DS. There was another one that was released about a few months later. And it's honestly a little more traditional in a sense, though not really. It's honestly, I think it's something you really gotta roll your way to. Till next time, guys.
See ya.
Bye bye.
Whack.